Hi Oddings, welcome to Stories with Sapphire. I'm your Ate Sapphire. Did you know there's a doll in Japan named Okiku whose black hair grows like a living human's? The following story was inspired by this real-life mystery. And now, it's story time. Yuna, Emiko's mom, worked 2 jobs to make ends meet. Fortunately, she was able to work from home. Unfortunately, it meant Emiko was left alone most of the time, so Yuna gave her a beautiful doll to keep her company. Emiko named it Okiku and treated it like the sister she never had. Yuna was overjoyed to see that her daughter had taken such a liking to the toy. Those two were inseparable. Emiko brought it on trips to the grocery store, she slept with it at night, she would even seat it at the table for dinner. At first, Yuna thought it was cute when Emiko asked for a separate meal for Okiku. She'd hold the food out in front of its frozen expression and ultimately shoved the food onto its plastic face, causing a mess. It became much less cute after a couple of days. But Yuna just wanted Emiko to be happy, so she quietly cleaned up after every meal. One night during bath time, Emiko brought Okiku into the tub with her. "Aren't you worried she's gonna get ruined, baby? Okiku needs a bath too." It had been a couple of weeks since Yuna had given Emiko the doll, and she was more exhausted and annoyed than ever. She was over making extra meals for the doll and cleaning up wasted food. She was embarrassed by referring to the doll as Emiko's sister in public. She was tired of extra long bath times. Yuna decided she had to say something to her daughter, not to completely discourage her imagination, just get her to dial it back a bit. "Baby, I'm so happy that you love Okiku so much, but I just want to make sure you understand that your doll is not actually alive. She doesn't need real food. She doesn't have a stomach or a brain or a heart. You can believe what you want to believe, but I'm not going to treat her like your real sister anymore, okay? But she is real." Yuna sighed. Too exhausted that night to continue the conversation, she let it go. Yuna was relieved that over the next few weeks, Emiko stopped wasting food and insisting she treat Okiku like a living child. She was pleased to see that her daughter actually listened. When Yuna was tucking Emiko and Okiku in for the night, she noticed something different about the doll. Its hair, once a shoulder-length bob, was now down to its feet. "I told you she was real." Yuna convinced herself that she was just overworked and remembering the doll inaccurately. There's no way the hair actually grew. Then, over the next few days, Yuna started noticing other new details about the doll. It now had fingernails and teeth. While working her second job one night, she couldn't stop thinking about Okiku. She walked out of her room and into Emiko's, where she found her on the ground covering the doll in bandages. Yuna stomped over and grabbed it from her. "Careful, she's sick!" To Yuna's utter shock, there was blood seeping out from underneath the bandages. Now the doll was bleeding? She hastily unwrapped the doll and found a flap in its back. She peeled it open. Stuffed inside the cavity of the doll was someone's heart. "I gave her a heart, Mommy, and everything she needs to be real. Can we go back to calling her my sister again?" If you don't want nightmares tonight, subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. Submit your own stories to storieswithsapphire@gmail.com. For more spooky, supernatural, and spiritual stories, listen to the Stories with Sapphire podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. If you like what you saw and would like to support this independently run show, head over to patreon.com/storieswithsapphire. Until we meet again, sleep tight.